That food with a heart on the box may be hurting your heart more than helping it. After 60, some of the most dangerous foods are the ones sold to you as healthy. If you want to stay healthy and independent as you age, hit that subscribe button right now. We share science-backed health tips like this every single day. Over the years, one pattern keeps showing up again and again. People try to do the right thing. They buy the healthy option, and their numbers still get worse. Their blood pressure climbs, their blood sugar jumps, their belly gets softer, their energy drops. And they have no idea the problem is sitting in the pantry with words like whole grain, low fat, plant-based, or natural printed on the front. Here's the thing, after 60, your body is less forgiving. What passed is not too bad at 35 can hit you much harder now. Your muscles use sugar less efficiently, your blood vessels stiffen, your kidneys and heart have to work harder. So today I'm going to show you which so-called heart-healthy foods deserve a second look and what to eat instead if you want to protect your heart. Now before we continue, tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. This helps us understand who we're helping. Here's what most people get wrong. They think a healthy label means a healthy effect. It doesn't. Food marketing is like shiny paint on a rusty car. It can look clean on the outside while the engine underneath is falling apart. And after 60, the engine matters more than the paint. A 2023 study from Oxford Population Health found that for every 5% higher energy intake from free sugars, the risk of cardiovascular disease was 7% higher, heart disease risk was 6% higher, and stroke risk was 10% higher. And the free sugars they called out were not just candy and soda. They included fruit juice and other foods people often treat as smart choices. Does that surprise you? It should. And yes, the title says 3 foods, but I'm giving you 2 bonus ones first because they fool so many people over 60. If you avoid these 5 traps, you'll be far ahead of most people your age. Number 5, instant flavored oatmeal packets. Most people think oatmeal is always good for the heart, but actually the packet matters. Plain oats and sugary instant oats are not the same thing. Not healthy oatmeal, but dessert oatmeal. That little paper packet can act like a sugar delivery system with a health costume on. Think of whole oats like logs on a slow fire. They burn steady, they keep you warm. Flavored instant packets are more like newspaper in a fireplace. Fast flame, fast crash. That matters because after 60, those fast spikes can push up blood sugar, increase hunger later, and make it harder to control weight around the middle. A 2021 study from Tufts University found that adults who ate at least 3 servings of real whole grains a day had smaller increases in waist size, blood pressure, and blood sugar over time. In fact, over each 4-year period, people with low whole grain intake saw their waist size go up by over 1 inch, while high whole grain eaters were closer to about ½ an inch. That's a big difference from one simple habit. So what do? First, flip the box over. If your oatmeal packet has 10, 12, or 14 grams of added sugar, put it back. Look for plain rolled oats or steel cut oats. Use ½ cup dry oats. Cook it with water or unsweetened milk. Then add your own flavor. Try ½ teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of chopped walnuts, and ¼ cup of berries. If you want sweetness, use 2 or 3 slices of banana, not a sugar glaze. If you buy instant oatmeal for convenience, choose a plain packet with at least 4 grams of fiber and as little added sugar as possible. Under 6 grams is a good rule. You can also make your own jars for the week. Put ½ cup rolled oats, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, and a dash of cinnamon in 5 small containers. That takes 10 minutes and saves you from the sugary version all week. Quick question. Have you ever eaten a healthy breakfast and felt hungry again 1 hour later? Comment yes or no below. Number 4, plant-based meat alternatives. Most people think plant-based means heart safe, but actually ultra-processed plant foods can still be rough on your heart. Not a bean burger you make at home, but the factory-made burger with a long ingredient list, extra sodium, and additives you can barely pronounce. Let me be clear, I'm not attacking plants. Beans are great, lentils are great, chickpeas are great. The problem is when real food gets turned into a lab project. That's like taking a fresh apple, grinding it into paste, adding salt, oil, flavor boosters, and calling it better than lunch. A 2024 study involving Imperial College London found that eating plant-based ultra-processed foods was linked with a 7% increase in cardiovascular disease risk compared with eating unprocessed plant foods. The same report warned that these products are often higher in salt, fat, sugar, and additives. So if you're swapping bacon for a heavily processed fake sausage every morning, you may be changing the label more than the outcome. What should you do instead? Start simple. If you want a heart-friendly protein, choose foods that look like what they are. ½ cup of black beans, 3/4 cup of lentils, 1 cup of edamame, a palm-sized piece of salmon, 2 eggs if your doctor has not told you otherwise. If you still want a plant-based burger once in a while, use the package like a warning sign. Look for less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving if possible, or at least keep it well under 300 milligrams. Look for at least 3 to 5 grams of fiber. And if the ingredient list reads like a chemistry worksheet, don't make it a daily habit. A smart plate is easier than people think. Fill half the plate with vegetables. Add 1 palm of protein, then add a small portion of real starch, like ½ cup of brown rice or 1 small sweet potato. That gives your heart less traffic to manage. Less salt, less processed fat, less hidden sugar, but wait until you see number 3. Number 3, fruit juice and bottled smoothies. Most people think fruit juice is healthy because fruit is healthy, but actually juice is fruit with the brakes removed. The fiber is gone, and fiber is what slows the sugar down. Without fiber, that sweet drink can hit your bloodstream like cars racing onto a highway with no traffic cop. A 2023 study from Oxford Population Health found that higher intake of free sugars from foods such as fruit juice was associated with higher risk of cardiovascular disease. That's the part many people miss. Your body does not respond to a glass of juice the same way it responds to chewing an orange or an apple. One takes time, the other floods the system. Here's a simple picture. To drink 12 ounces of orange juice, you may swallow the sugar from several oranges in a couple of minutes. But to eat those oranges whole, you'd chew more, slow down, and probably stop sooner. That's the difference. Not fruit, but form. So what should you do? If you love juice, stop making it your daily health habit. Use whole fruit first. 1 small apple, 1 orange, 1 cup of berries. If you absolutely want juice, keep it to 4 ounces, not 12 or 16. Drink it with a meal, not by itself. And don't believe the bottle just because it says no added sugar. Your heart still feels the sugar load. For smoothies, be careful with portions. A good smoothie is not 3 bananas, mango, honey, juice, and yogurt all blended into one giant cup. A better version is 1 cup unsweetened milk, half a cup berries, a small handful of spinach, and plain Greek yogurt or protein if you tolerate it. Keep it around 8 to 10 ounces. The goal is nourishment, not a sugar bucket with a straw. Before we go further, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this. Number 2, low-fat flavored yogurt. Most people think low-fat yogurt is a heart-smart snack, but actually many low-fat yogurts replace fat with sugar. Not lower risk, but a sweeter trap. When companies pull out some fat, they often have to add something back so it still tastes good, and that something is usually sugar, syrup, or sweet flavoring. This is where labels fool people over 60. You see low fat and your brain relaxes, but your blood sugar may not. And after 60, that matters more because your body has a harder time clearing those spikes. A Harvard-reviewed report discussing long-term added sugar research noted that people who got 25% or more of their daily calories from added sugar were more than twice as likely to die from heart disease as people who stayed under 10%. Even those getting 17% to 21% of calories from added sugar had a much higher risk. And where does added sugar hide? Ready-to-eat cereals, fruit drinks, frozen treats, and yes, many flavored yogurts. So what's the fix? Buy plain yogurt. That's step 1. Plain Greek yogurt works well because it gives you protein, which helps with fullness. Use 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup, then flavor it yourself. Add a 1/4 cup blueberries, or half a chopped kiwi, or 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed. If you need sweetness, add a teaspoon of cinnamon or a very small drizzle of honey. Small means small, 1 teaspoon, not a squeeze until your wrist gets tired. When you shop, compare labels side by side. If 1 cup has 16 to 20 grams of sugar and the plain version has much less, you found the problem. Also check protein. Aim for 12 grams or more if possible, and watch the serving size. Some small cups look harmless, but people eat 2 without thinking. That doubles the sugar fast. What if you don't like plain yogurt yet? Train your taste buds slowly. Mix half flavored and half plain for 1 week. Then go 3/4 plain, then fully plain with fruit. Your tongue adapts, it really does. But wait until you see number 1, because this one is sitting in millions of kitchens right now. Number 1, boxed whole grain breakfast cereal and granola. This is the big one. Most people think if the box says whole grain, heart healthy, multigrain, or high fiber, it must be a smart breakfast. But actually many of these cereals are refined grain products with added sugar wearing a brown costume. A 2021 study linked to McMaster University and the Pure Research team found that people eating about 7 servings a day of refined grains had a 33% higher risk of major cardiovascular disease events and a 27% higher risk of death compared with people eating very low amounts. And the refined grain group included foods like white bread, crackers, bakery products, and breakfast cereals. So when your healthy cereal is mostly refined starch plus sugar, you are not starting your day with protection. You are starting it with a push in the wrong direction. Look at how this works in real life. You pour a big bowl, maybe 2 cups, you add milk, maybe a banana. It feels light, so you think it's safe. But if that cereal is low in fiber and high in sugar, your body burns through it quickly. Then by 10 a.m., you're tired, shaky, or hungry again. Sound familiar? A 2021 study from Tufts University found that people who ate at least 3 servings of real whole grains daily had better control over waist size, blood sugar, and blood pressure over time. That's real whole grains, not frosted clusters, not crunchy honey bites, not cereal that tastes like dessert. Here's how to shop smarter. Ignore the front of the box. Go straight to the nutrition panel. Aim for at least 4 to 5 grams of fiber per serving. Try to keep added sugar low, ideally 6 grams or less. Check sodium too. Lower is better. Then read the ingredient list. You want whole oats, whole wheat, or whole grain corn near the top, not sugar, syrup, or refined flour. Better yet, rotate away from cereal altogether some mornings. Try 2 eggs with fruit, or half a cup of rolled oats with walnuts, or plain yogurt with berries, or 1 slice of real whole grain toast with peanut butter and a boiled egg. Your heart doesn't need fancy, it needs steady. I'd love to hear your story, what made you click on this video today, share in the comments. Now let's pump the brakes for a second. I'm not saying this to scare you, but to protect you. Do not swing from one extreme to another overnight without paying attention to your body, especially if you have diabetes, kidney disease, heart failure, or you take medicines for blood sugar or blood pressure. Why? Because when you suddenly cut sugary foods and processed carbs, your blood sugar may run lower than usual if you take insulin or certain diabetes pills. If you replace salty processed foods with a lot of healthy alternatives, some people with kidney disease may need to watch potassium, especially from certain drinks or meal replacements. And if you've been losing weight without trying, have trouble chewing, or have poor appetite, don't just remove foods. Replace them with better foods so you still get enough calories and protein. When should you call your doctor? If your blood pressure is rising for no clear reason, if your ankles are swelling, if you get chest pressure, shortness of breath, dizziness, or unusual fatigue, if your blood sugar becomes hard to control, or if you are reading labels and still feel lost, that is exactly when a doctor or dietitian can help you make this practical. So you're convinced but thinking, how do I actually do this? Start with the easiest win. Don't change everything today. Change breakfast first. Breakfast is where most of these fake healthy foods sneak in. For the next 7 days, do this. Replace juice with whole fruit. Replace flavored yogurt with plain yogurt plus fruit. Replace sugary cereal with oats, eggs, or a truly low-sugar whole grain option. Replace plant-based ultra-processed meats with beans, lentils, eggs, fish, or simple lean protein a few times a week. Keep it budget-friendly. Rolled oats are cheap. Bananas are cheap. Plain yogurt in a larger tub usually costs less per serving than the little flavored cups. Dried beans are one of the cheapest heart-friendly foods you can buy. Even canned beans work if you rinse them well. That alone can wash away some of the sodium. Here's a simple daily routine. In the morning, eat protein plus fiber. At lunch, build your plate around real food, not wrappers. In the afternoon, if you want a snack, choose nuts, fruit, or plain yogurt. At dinner, watch sauces and processed sides. Small changes, repeated daily. That's what moves lab numbers. Look, there's a lot of noise out there. One package says natural, another says low fat, another says plant-based. But your heart doesn't read marketing. Your heart reads ingredients, sugar load, fiber, sodium, and how processed the food really is. You don't need to overthink this. Start with just breakfast. That's the easiest place to win. If you fix what hits your body first thing in the morning, the rest of the day often gets easier too. And remember this, not perfect, but better. Not trendy, but steady. Not what the box promises, but what your body actually feels. More stable energy, less crashing, better fullness, better numbers over time. Your body will tell you if it's working. If this helped you, hit that like button, and if you want more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed because we post new health tips every single day. Stay healthy, stay strong.